we're back. Part 2. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then make sure you watch last week's video, which I'm going to link in the description box down below for you. This video is a continuation of last week's video because I just don't want my videos to get like super long, and this is a ton of information, so I had to split it in half. This is the second half of a video that is all about pre-production on your own short film. Basically, already we've talked about writing your short film, putting together your crew for your short film, and making it a union short film. And now we are going to continue on. Let's continue the conversation with talking about locations. Locations are obviously very important for your film. They are the setting to your story. Now, I think I mentioned this when I talked about writing your short film, and if I didn't, then I'm really sorry. There may need to be some adjustments here to make this easier for yourself, but try to make your locations as simple as possible. Hopefully none of your locations are like in outer space or in a club that's loud with like a million people dancing, because you're gonna need that. There's like so much more money and so much more things that you need in order to make those locations happen. If I can advise you anything at all, it would be to make the location your apartment or your house, and that's it. If you can find a way to find your place or your friend's place and make everything happen there, that's what you should do. I'm telling you. But let's say that you have to shoot in an office or something. There's a lot of cheats when shooting that'll make this very easy. So basically, let's say you have one scene is in an office and you're able to find a friend who works in an office that you're able to shoot in the weekend for free. Great. But the outside of the building doesn't match what the office should look like. You can shoot the inside of that office, and then you shoot the exterior of any building that you want, and then when you edit it together and cut from that exterior to the interior shot with your friend's office, it all looks like the same place. Hopefully you will have a director or a director of photography who knows all these tricks and will help you with that along the way. But just know that locations are a very cheatable thing. Let's say that the place that you need to shoot in needs to look very fancy and glamorous, and you have an apartment that is not so fancy and glamorous. Only decorate like a corner of it that needs to look that way. The whole place does not need to look exactly as you imagine it. You know, you can get very creative with your set and make just a section that's in the shot and make it look like how you want it to look. You should know that some locations, like if you're going to shoot in a business that there's customers and stuff, sometimes they want you to have insurance. I would try to avoid those places unless you have the money for insurance, because getting insurance for your shoot is super, super pricey. Oh, shooting outdoors on the street. I don't know how it is in every city across the country, but in LA, if you're going to shoot on a public street, you need a permit for that. I'll look for the site that you have to go to get a permit, and I'll link it down below, but just know that I'm pretty sure it costs money, and sometimes they will flat out say, no, you can't do it. So I didn't tell you this, but most people, when they want to shoot an exterior outdoor shot, if they're not a huge production company with insurance and a lot of time and money to work with, they just kind of shoot on the fly and just try to do it quickly without getting caught. And that's what you can do if you want. But know that that does come with risks of, like getting arrested. Be really careful with shooting outside as well, because there are going to be random people walking by. If you're shooting, like I said, kind of on the fly like that, you're not able to close off a section of any street or area. So if there's a lot of people walking around, you're not going to be able to have good continuity, meaning every time you do the shot, you're going to have different people walking by and different stuff happening in the background. So that's not very helpful. And then also, it's not okay to take someone's picture or video without their permission, especially if you're going to make any kind of profit off of this short film. You cannot have a shot with someone in the background if you don't have their permission. If they're unrecognizable, like if they have on sunglasses or if they're blurred out or it's their back, that's fine, but you're not supposed to have people, unless they've signed a waiver to be part of your project, you're not supposed to have people on film without their permission. Next, I want to talk about equipment. You are obviously going to need equipment to make this short film. You're going to need a camera, lighting, sound. Hopefully you have a DP who has their own stuff or knows where they like to rent from. The more connections you make, the more people you meet, the more movies you make with friends, the more people you'll find that have their own equipment. Usually someone who does sound has their own microphones. Someone who has their own, does lighting has their own lights, etc., etc. And like I talked about before, when assembling your crew, you're looking for people who, you know, are also looking to get more credits in their field and also looking to make more projects. So hopefully you can find these people to work for free and use their own equipment for free. There are also lots of places in LA where you can rent equipment. Sometimes it gets really pricey and sometimes you do need insurance. So that's an option for you though. If you want a really nice camera to shoot on, you can rent it, but you are renting it. So that is so scary to me. Oh my God, if it got broken. But I'll find some of those places and link them down below for you too. I think that's it for equipment. Yeah. And now my favorite topic in the world, snacks. I am talking about craft service, which is the industry term for the food on any set. Basically, when you go to any set, there's always going to be a table with coffee and water and other drinks and like snacks and baked goods and candy, a lot of stuff from Costco and Trader Joe's. And if they're worth their salt, in my opinion, a jar of Nutella. If your project is a union project, then the rules are that you have to have meals every, you know, certain amount of hours, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And those should be meals, like every person should get to order a sandwich or some pizza or like a, you know, a meal. In addition to that, throughout the day, you need to have available to your cast and crew snacks and definitely water. This part applies even if it's not a union film. You should really have snacks and water to keep your cast and crew like sustained and alive and keep their energy up throughout your shoot. And don't forget the jar of Nutella. I'm serious. You can either hire a craft service person, which we call crafty, or you will be the craft service person yourself, which means you'll go to Costco or Trader Joe's or wherever a day or two before your shoot and you'll buy a whole bunch of snacks and tons of water and just have it there available. Obviously, the amount you buy is going to depend on how many cast and crew members you have. Yeah, that's it for snacks. And you guys, I think that's actually it for pre-production altogether, except for one really important last step. I say it's really important because I'm an actor, and that step is casting. I think casting is so important, and it's so important that I actually want to dedicate a whole video to it. So when you tune in next week, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. I'm going to be talking about how to cast your film, where to cast it, who to cast, all that good stuff. So that's it for today, you guys. I love ya. I'll see you next time. Bye.